ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my review of Grey and Darker, written by E.L. James. This is the story of 50 Shades, retold from the point of view of Christian Grey. And it was written after filming the first film, and so far there have been only the first two books rewritten, Grey and Darker. This review will be a little bit different from the other ones because I assume that you are already familiar with 50 Shades series, so I will talk about what these books bring, what is new, what was added. And I have to say that there really wasn't too much. I would basically want to mention three things. The first one is that we will get to know more about Christian, what it's like to be him. We get to know a little bit more about his nightmares, about his bad childhood, about his upbringing, about his fears and insecurities, about his passion, about his desires, and what he did when he was separated from Anna. And some people complained that this actually made the Christian look weaker in their eyes, that he looked more insecure, he didn't really feel as this dominant alpha CEO, that he didn't look so strong. It made him weaker. But in my eyes, it actually helped. It actually helped me to relate to him a little bit more because I could understand him. I could see some of these situations, some of his thoughts. I could relate to them. I could say, wow, this was pretty much something that I would have done, or I would have thought the same way. I would have seen and experienced these sexual scenes exactly in the same manner, and they actually drew me in. Of course, I don't share all the same quirks that he had. For example, I found it strange that in his own mind he called himself Grey and not Christian. So for me this worked, although it could alienate certain readers who had this idea of him from the previous books and the films. The second thing was that I was a little bit confused about him being submissive in the teenage years. And now that he is grown up, he is dominant. And we don't really touch up on that in the story. We don't get to know what caused this transition from one position to another. And it made me think, is he actually a switch? We don't really know. So that felt a little bit confusing to me. The third thing was that we don't, when we read the first three books, we only see the story from the point of view of Anastasia. And now we get more complete experience. So for me, this felt as something that actually completed the whole narrative for me. Everything came together. And this made also I would recommend this as the best entry point into the series, especially for men, because we get to go through it with Christian. We get to see what he was going through after the breakup in the first book. It was very relatable, and I think it helped the story quite a lot. So that would be my opinion on the books. Of course, the ultimate question, should you get it? Should you read it? It really depends on whether you are willing to risk it, to see Christian in a little bit different light. If you want to keep your idea that you had before, then I would suggest to avoid these books. But if you don't mind seeing Christian being a little bit more vulnerable, a little bit more human, a little bit more quote-unquote normal man, then go for it. I don't regret reading it, and I would definitely recommend it, especially to guys. And that concludes my review. I thank you for watching and hope to see you in the next video. Have a great night.